I can't.
From KXCI Tucson, this is Locals Only. My name is Sophie. I am live in Studio 2A with RND1 and Dvoid. So glad to have you both in studio. I'm really happy you're here. You guys are local producers. What's a producer? Here's a more specific question. What's the difference between a producer and a DJ per se? Or is there a difference?
I'd say so, yeah. More DJ is like, can you guys hear me? Sorry. DJ would be more like mixing records versus producing, is just actually making them, I guess. Easy as that. Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Do you do, so we're doing this live right now, right? These aren't like tracks that you've recorded and brought in.
This is, just like playing songs loaded up on the sampler.
Yeah, and it's all being created and put together live here in the studio. Yeah. Do you prefer doing this live or like, working like really hard in like, I don't know, Logic or Pro Tools or whatever to create a track for a rapper that is then like sent off into the world? I would imagine that they're really different experiences.
Yeah. Most part, yeah. I don't know. Maybe probably in my own space, just like creating, or just like with the homies.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
Best creative energy, honestly.
Cool. For those who don't know, we are always live on YouTube and Facebook for this stuff. So I do always encourage our listeners to check it out because there's often like wild instruments. And tonight we have equipment that people might not recognize. So what are we using and what does it do? There's a lot of buttons.
What are you pushing buttons on?
Yeah.
It's a Roland SP404SX, just little sampler. You can honestly use this to do a lot though. You could like low-key go get like field recordings and like
Yeah, you can basically take any audio into it from wherever you want. You can plug it through the back. Like you said, it's got a mic, so you can take it around with you, record sounds out in the wilderness.
runs
if you
on
want.
batteries. Yeah, like
Yeah, it's like a whole little
I
workstation.
think it's like 8 AA's.
So forgive me because I don't know, I've never used one. For each button, is there a sound that's loaded in? Like,
So yeah, for each pad there's like a different beat loaded
gotcha.
in. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just like doing effects.
So is it like, think of it as an instrument. Is it like a difficult instrument to learn, or is it really accessible to anyone?
I don't know. I'm more so like kind of in the middle about that. I mean, like if you're just starting out, it's probably like difficult. But if you've used like other things, I feel like it's kind of, you can pick it up.
Yeah. So this wouldn't necessarily be like an entry level.
It could though. Yeah, it
could be
honestly
the first bit of
could.
gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the first piece of gear you bought?
Oh man. I think it was I bought an MPC like 1000. It's like a sampler drum machine. Yeah. That thing was fun, but I low-key, I don't know, I just sold it, got rid of it.
Moved forward.
Yeah, I was like, I need to go back to a computer. Like,
So did you start as a producer? There's a lot of things you can do in this world. Was your entry into like kind of the world of hip hop and stuff, was it as a producer, or did you start as like any of the other things?
I used to play guitar in middle school and like write songs. I wanted to be in a band.
You can be in my band if you ever want to pick it up again.
Yeah, I'd be down. I'm super down. But yeah, I started with that, and then I tried to get Fruity Loops, which is like a music program, but I tried to get that sophomore year of high school, and it just confused me. I couldn't change the BPM, and it was like 160 or something, like some crazy like. I was like, yo, I can't. So I was kind of discouraged. So I was just like, nah, we're gonna not touch that. But then 2010, randomly, I was like, I just got a computer, and like my homie Danny came over, and he was like, yo, you should try to make beats, because we would kind of like freestyle and like rap here and there, but I just thought it was the most random thing. I'm like, why? I guess, like, okay. He's like, yeah, just pull up to my house in like 10 minutes. So he literally lived down the street, so I just like skated down the street, like going. He's like, yeah, man, it's Fruity Loops. I'm like, yeah, I tried to use it before, dude, but like, thing's chaotic. He's like, nah, he like, showed me how to use it, and then from there, it just kind of like sparked this whole like passion.
Yeah.
Just for creating.
So you've been doing this for 9 years.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's crazy thinking about.
How is like, think of like the first thing you made in
Oh,
Fruity Loops.
man.
How has it changed from then to
Total
now?
180, like complete 180.
What
like,
were you into then?
I was trying to make trap, honestly. I started off like trying to make trap, and then just yeah. From there, my homie taught me how to sample like 2011, and that just completely threw everything else out the window. I'm like, yo, like this is where it's at.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk more about that, but there needs to be more music now. Is there anything you want to say about what you're about to do, or would that spoil it?
I'm gonna play, if it's fine with Dvoid, I'm gonna play this collab that we made
Please.
recently.
Cool.
All right.
from KXCI Tucson. This is Locals Only. My name is Sophie. We are live in Studio 2A with RND1 and Dvoid. Thanks so much for coming down, you guys.
Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, our pleasure. You guys are producers, I mentioned before. We're also live on YouTube and Facebook, so do please
Pull
check
it
it
up.
out. Yeah, it's worth it.
Please.
Do it.
So we were talking about how you started making trap beats early on, and then you learned a little bit about sampling. What now? Like, what sound excites you now? Like, what inspires? What's a sound that inspires you that makes you want to create a track?
Really, anything that just sounds weird that I can kind of try to manipulate into something else. So that I could.
Yeah. Boy, do you want to answer too?
What inspires me, honestly, just the mood of the day, what's going on, or if I'm with my homies, like we're all vibing together. I don't know, it all really depends on the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, so you've mentioned collaborating a lot, and I don't know, is producing like a super collaborative medium?
I'd say
It
so.
can be, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And do you guys prefer it that way?
What do you mean exactly? Like,
Well, like I can imagine you could hole up in your room and just like do it alone, and
Yeah.
then emerge like a butterfly
that's
every
a
once in a while.
hyperbolic time chamber.
yeah, definitely.
But you've mentioned like creating this stuff with your friends, with other producers. Is there like a time for both, or is there a specific one that you prefer?
I like both.
Yeah.
I like collabing like with my friends, like someone that I like. We kind of have the same energy, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Yeah.
Same sort of vibe, same sort of energy, like
Yeah.
you're saying. Yeah.
Do you guys get along?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Looks like it.
super.
It's my guy.
What's going on at Thunder Canyon? Because you were there on, let's see, this sounds like an interrogation.
Beat battle
suddenly.
champion.
Check
Were
my
you
notebook.
there
Yeah.
at Thunder
Yeah.
Canyon on?
On the 21st of November, I wrote down, and I feel like I've heard about
Thursday
a lot
night?
of, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard about a lot of cool stuff happening there. Is there something growing? What's happening?
I would say that. I would definitely say that. Definitely with pushing buttons, like seeing people come out just to listen to beats, like
Yeah, definitely.
we're just making like at the end of the day, like for ourselves, you know, like it's cool to see other people react and be like, oh, like, I don't know.
Yeah. So was the one on Thursday at Pushing Buttons?
No, that was my homegirl Beezy Beats. She just had an event. Just pretty much she wanted all her homies to just hang out at the bar, and it was dope. It was
Cool.
a really cool turnout.
Awesome. What are some other places in Tucson where people could go to like hear like the stuff that you're doing?
Honestly, it's just Thunder
I
Canyon.
think just Thunder Canyon.
Yeah.
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 Thunder Canyon's the only one putting on like at least Pushing Buttons and roundtable as far as like producer like meetups, I guess you call it, or events. That's the only two that really are happening over there that I know of. But
So is that when you play live? Is that mostly where you are?
mostly
Yeah, mostly at Thunder.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I feel like there's room for more.
Yeah. Hey, anybody out there? Let us know.
Always open, always free.
Yep.
Down.
We have to hear more music, but just what are your hopes and dreams for the future?
Asia tour.
Yeah.
Down. I won't be coming back. Just saying.
So to our listeners, remember that we are live on YouTube and Facebook. You are listening to KXCI Tucson. This has been Locals Only with RND1 featuring Dvoid. And do please stay tuned for Soul Stories right after this. Take it away, guys.
Round 1.
PM. You're listening to Soul Stories.